private investor, Vijay Kedia. Vijay, no words, but a Gana ho jaye for the finance minister. What do we want to hear from us, for us today?
आप मेरे को मार पड़वाने के चक्कर में हो आपके फाइनेंस मिनिस्टर को गाना गाऊंगा तो my old song which I posted yesterday also कि भाई कम से कम STT बढ़ाया STG बढ़ाया ATC
Vijay, not like this. You have to sing it. You have to sing. You have to open the vocal cords in the morning.
तो FMG इतने टैक्स में कैसे सहूं STT STG LTCG बढ़ा क्या कहूँ ऊपर से डिविडेंड पे दो टैक्स भी पे मैं करूँ FMG मैडम जी अब जिंदा मैं कैसे रहूँ. So this is the song.
It's truly impressive that for every occasion that I have had a chance with,
Vijay Kedia always has a song.
He's able to do it on his feet. Both the investing as well as the singing, you know, and that's really
a unique really quality that we have in Vijay Kedia.
Absolutely. So Vijay, okay, let's take a step back. Set the context out for us. In your opinion, how much headroom does the government have to give policy stimulus, and where should that stimulus be, in your opinion? Budget 2026.
You see, as you know, as everybody knows that I'm not that educated person, I'm not an economist also. I just make up my mind, or I just learn from people like you coming on your television show and Bala sir and all, and I listen to them and I just create my own things. So what I have read in all previous like 3-4 days, that economic survey, whatever economic survey has actually presented, this is what I think government should do. And that economic survey I read somewhere, it is not actually painting a very rosy picture. And what they say that there is a slowdown in the pace of momentum of this growth and all. And unemployment is the biggest issue which government needs to cater. This I had been saying this for the last 3-4 years. That biggest issue or biggest fear in my mind about growth of India is unemployment. And of course, so there are 3-4 things which government needs to focus, whether they have headroom or don't have headrooms. They have to create more headrooms. That is what education and enterprise and employment and all these things. And execution, that is also the biggest challenge. I think government should work on this. And I personally believe that this time, like, people usually don't have any hopes on the budget day, that budget is okay. It is like accounting this and all this and that. But I don't think so. I think because there are so many biggest reforms which had been introduced on the budget only. For example, HTT, for example, LTCG, and again increase in LTCG, and all these things related to capital market were introduced in this, and so many reforms also. So I think this government is also bent upon reviving the economy, reviving the pace. So I think government should focus on all these things.
Absolutely. But Bala, for the mutual fund investor, what should they be doing? I remember December you said that IT is going to be the trade, and if someone does make that sectoral allocation, they're going to make a lot of money, and you said that on a public platform. What now?
Of course, budget and investment do not get...
which is why I'm asking purely as an investor.
As an investor,
what should mutual fund investors be doing?
They should continue to keep their faith that India is, I think, is on a growth path. And investors in the stock market and mutual funds will continue to make money over a period of time. So therefore, they should keep their faith that they have built over a period of time and continue even going forward. Whatever the SIP investment that they make, they should continue. The second, from a sectoral point of view, I think we will see a revival in the market led by financial sectors. Of course, it's one of the largest sectors which I think drive. And given the fact that a lot of focus now is being given on credit growth as well as on growth to come back in multiple ways. Therefore, the banking and financial sectors will continue to be the driver from market point of view. Second, the manufacturing sector, where a lot of impetus is being given by the government, including this current today's budget. My own belief is will actually further improve the allocation towards manufacturing sector through the PLI schemes. Therefore, that sector I think will get the renewed interest going forward. And third, of course, is the defense is one sector, as Purinju has mentioned about the EU trade. I think could be a game changer for India. It's expected to be doing a lot of good, not just only on the automobile sectors, even related sectors, including defense. You'll see many such improvement that could come as a related driver of the growth momentum. Therefore, from a sectoral point of view, there are some other sectors could do well. But having said that, from a broader market point of view, I would say it comes at reasonable valuation. Last 2 years, Indian equity markets have not delivered as much returns as they delivered about previous 3 years. Therefore, market has gone through a consolidation phase. I think we are on the cusp of the earnings growth to come back the next year, given the fact the cost of capital is one of the lowest in the world, with interest rates coming down and equity market is giving money where the cost of capital is low. Therefore, you will probably see a good pickup in the overall economic growth this year. And therefore, from an investor's point of view, I think they should continue to keep investing and leave aside the current market volatility. I think we should not get worried about the metals going up and down. But we must also admit the fact that not many have invested in that. Therefore, retail investors should not get too much worried about fluctuation in the commodities market. And they have been investing in diverse equity portfolios like flexi-cap fund, multi-asset allocation fund, or maybe the multi-cap fund. Stick to that discipline of investing.
No concentrated bets, maybe small and mid caps more this time as opposed to large caps, nothing of that sort. Just multi-cap.
The small and mid cap, the ICC, given the fact that we are moving from $4 trillion to $10 trillion economy, we can't ignore the market which is other than top 100 companies. I think you will continue to see growth coming in the small and mid-sized companies. You'll find many winners who would actually have a greater aspiration in the small and mid-sized companies compared to the large cap companies. Therefore, the segment cannot be ignored. But only the timing of investment. I mean, the same time in the investment, I think you need to be careful. It should be longer. As long as it comes for about 5 to 6 years kind of time horizon, I don't think one should worry about it.
Bala, by the way, is going to give us a party if there is a change in debt taxation.
So will you.
Me and Bala are giving a joint party, but
Exactly.
No, we won't let you go that easily.
oh, you won't let us go. You
No.
called us here on a Sunday, so me and Bala are giving a party if there's a change.
We'll ring the bell in 18 hours studio.
Yeah, we'll ring the bell in ET Now studio, in ET Now first. But
you had a question for
I had
Vijay
a question
as well,
for
right?
Vijay because he made this point on entrepreneurship and jobs, and I think one thing we haven't talked about as much is the MSME sector, Vijay, and that is really the heart of the economy and small businesses. A lot has been done in the budget for small businesses, but what more can what more can government do to sort of boost MSME as a core engine of the economy?
You are asking me about?
Of course, I get a unique chance to ask you a question, Vijay,
Oh my
which
God.
ET Now has given.
You are
One
okay.
perk of waking up on a Sunday morning is I get to ask Bala and Vijay questions, which I never do.
A day in life of
A day in the life of ET Now.
No, actually, what I understand little bit about all this economy and all this MSME sector, I agree with you. There's 62 million MSME in India, and they are the growth engine of our economy. No doubt about it. We can't ignore that. But still, what we are talking, everything we are talking on headlines. On the ground level, things are not happening that fast as we expect it to happen. For example, ease of doing business. We are talking about all these things for last so many years, but there is still so many bottlenecks. And of course, credit availability is also an issue. Until unless, and of course, corruption, we don't need to talk about it. It is everywhere. It is that we can't deny that also. So I think until unless government really solves these vital problems of credit availability and all these things, I think again this as MSME will keep on suffering and struggling to register meaningful growth and add a meaningful value to the Indian economy.
Vijay, how do you think investors should trade today? Given that there is going to be volatility in the markets, there is this entire budget thing will also be something which is there on every trader's view there. So how do you think one should be trading there? Should it trade for the budget or should it trade for a long term?
Switch off the mobile phone and put on the TV. That's the best thing. You don't have to trade. Who told you to trade today? Why should you trade today? Who told you? You are not going to get any, your name is not going to appear in Guinness Book of World Records that you traded today and did something. There would be a lot of volatility. I don't know market. What time is market going to open? I even don't know this. It is already opened as per the 9:15 time, or it is going to open later. I don't know about it. So don't worry about the market. Worry about yourself. Keep your mind calm. Learn something new every day, and don't trade in the market. Invest for long term only, 5-10 years, and there would be many volatility in the market, as I said. So make up your mind. Take 2 days, 3 days, 4 days, 5 days. Buy 10% cheaper. Buy 10% expensive. It is not going to change your lifestyle.
Bala, let me come to you. The gold silver trade. It's been such a tricky and such a tumultuous ride, if I can call it that. How are you looking at gold and silver at this juncture?
See, it's completely out of range time. I think it's in a completely different arbitrary, and the speculative element is not just coming only from India. It's come from the worldwide market. When we saw a few weekend development in places like Indonesia, places like China, and related to the commodities trading, I think this is going to be very interesting to watch out in terms of who will get caught and where and for what reasons. I think it's such a commodity is not available. It's in abundance. Therefore, some element of speculative element and stocks not being available and so on and so forth. So it's completely in a complete speculative mode, and huge amount of participation has come. And that's why what you have seen in the last few days, the regulatory intervention is coming in now, making people actually deliver the real holding rather than speculating it. And these are some of the steps, increase the margins. I think will bring them actually to the level at which it should, ideally speaking, a trade. But also, given the fact, we must also understand, given the US trade tariff is not just coming for India alone, I think worldwide has created some kind of uncertainty. Therefore, de-dollarisation is also somewhat is happening. Therefore, people are actually holding dollar as against the US gold as against the US dollar. And these are some of the things which is currently the dynamics, which is of course influencing the price movement. But at the end of the day, any excessive price movement has to get corrected, especially in the last, say, 1 month. If the price goes up by 50%, naturally we have to expect something to come and hammer them. But believe me, the risk I always seen, we'll never know where from it comes. It'll come. Yeah. But this point of time, it's very difficult to predict where it will come. I think if you have to scare people, you can scare. But the risk will always come. Therefore, one has to be very careful while trading this kind of commodities at this point of time.
Okay, be careful. The moves, in fact, Radhika, Sajit and Bala and Vijay as well. I'll just quickly try and pull out those moves, because could this be an opportunity is really the question. MCX is down 15%. This is multi-commodity exchange. This is the exchange which is down 15%. Anything relating to metals is actually taking a beating in trade today. Hindustan Copper is down 14.5%. Hindustan Zinc made a low of 11 to 12% down. Muthoot Finance is down 6%. So it's even the financiers which are taking a knock. Vedanta was down 10% at one point, has pulled back a bit in terms of the move today. It's down 5 now. So you know, across the board, Vijay, metals have rallied in a very strong fashion, and now we're seeing pullbacks. Would you buy the dip? Is this maybe a 3, 4, 5-year theme, and therefore continues to present an opportunity, in your opinion? Because there is a certain section of the market which says that silver at $100 an ounce is fairly reasonable to expect. So how would you play the trade?
I'll tell you one thing on a lighter note. Metals are meant to melt. Okay. When you heat up the metals, what it happens? It melts automatically. So this is what is happening now. Entire world is melting in this metal rally. So this metal rally, it is not for the light-hearted. It will make you mental. So please remember this thing. You just understand the historical movement of silver, then you will get the idea. In 1985, between 82 and 85, during Hunt Brothers time, silver was $50. It went up $50 from $6. And then after again from $50, it went back to, I think, $6 or $7 or $8 or something. Then again in 2011, it went up to $50. Then again from $50, it went down to $11 or something. Now it's first time historically, if you see in 40 years, 45 years or whatever it is, silver crossed $50. So everybody now suddenly become who has hurt, who have hurt themselves in, you call it stock market or whatever, trade, or you call it trade, I call it gambling. So now they switched to silver, and that is why price went up to 125. Basically, let me tell you this graphically or whatever, this long-term chartically, if you ask me, I am bullish on silver. I had some silver, which luckily I sold. So, but that does not mean that any price. Now, wherever I go, I meet people, everybody talking about ki silver le lene ka. Now they are teaching me ki there is a usage of silver in data center, in EV and solar and all. And all these things people know for last 50 years. Ki iske andar mein this silver has usage in photo, this and all those things now. Now suddenly all these narratives are doing the round just to trap the people. So silver is not for light-hearted. It's a real gamble kind of movement. Basically, I am bullish on all these metals, as you said, maybe silver or gold, but not, of course, not at this price. Every euphoria, turns into a crisis. So long term, I think metals should do well, including copper or zinc or even gold or silver, but certainly not at this price. Once this euphoria settles down, then we'll think about it.
Vijay, the broader end of the market has faced plenty of pressure over the last 15 months. We've seen a long consolidation period. Do you believe that 2026 will be that year for the mid-cap and small-cap investors where they will make outsized returns versus large-cap? And if so, what will be those sectors? Will it be realty? Will it be media? Will it be some of those niche sectors which will come to the fore?
So let me tell you, between 2021 and 2024, you had been raising toast every quarter or every month, or on some people were raising toast every day also. That every day you are gaining 10% or 15%. So now you are being roast. So that is again, as I said, the euphoria turns into crisis. That's a law of nature. That's a law of stock market. So don't read anything about whatever is happening in this market. Nothing unusual. This is very common thing happening in the market every time whenever there is a euphoric bull market. So I think now market is settling down. I don't expect, I may be wrong, and I don't mind if I go wrong, because I am holding shares. Okay, I have a position in the market, in the investment. So, but I personally feel maybe in 2026, I don't think that we are going to see a new top, and I don't think that we are going to see a new bottom also as well. The bottom which market made 6 months back or something. So I think this market is going to consolidate. And so far, mid-cap and small caps are concerned, I think they have fallen a lot. 30, 40, 50, 60, 70% they have fallen. Of course, after a rise of 3 times, 4 times, 50 times. So that they are correcting themselves. There is nothing unusual is happening in this market. Let me tell you, I don't think there is anything unusual is happening. So I think now mid-cap and all these are correcting, and they have corrected a lot also. So personally, if you ask me, if I find an opportunity, I'm happy to invest in this market. So I'm looking for opportunity where I can really invest for next 5-10 years. I think this market is going to give you an opportunity today or money these days, maybe in next 3-4 months, 5 months, or it has already started.
Excellent. Thank you so much, Vijay, for joining us. We'll let you go on that note. Bala, thank you so much for joining us in person, in studio. It's great having that conversation. Radhika, thank you. We'll let you also take a short break. Of course, you're with us the whole day, so that's the other big positive. But what we will do is slip into a very short break. On the other side, we will engage with our think tank panel. Stay with us. This is Budget 2026. You want to stay on ET now.